Hey everyone, hope you're all well. So today's live session is this advanced Facebook ad targeting. So basically, how do you decrease your ad costs? Now, before I get started, I just want to quickly double check I am live in the group, and just bear with me 1 second. Yep, I am live. So, right. So today's topic is a really, really good one. I think one of the most important things, which I'm sure you've found, if you've been running ads for yourself or have any experience with running ads, you've probably seen the ad costs go up. Now, this is something that I wanted to first address to everyone before I start going into how to decrease your ad costs, because one of the big things that you all have probably noticed is that ad cost has gone up. Now, this is because of many different reasons, but it's not probably something that you need to be aware of is that everything is going up in price. This is across all social media ad platforms. I've noticed this on YouTube ads as well, Google ads, Facebook ads. So the thing is that you need to remember that because of inflation, the gas prices, everything across the world, everything is going up in cost. So for you probably experienced before the pandemic and stuff that your ad costs were a lot cheaper or even through the pandemic, but now suddenly they've doubled, tripled. What I see happening is that this is probably not going to reduce that much. So if you're expecting your ads to be like what it used to be a few years ago, very unlikely. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I keep saying to people is jump into the advertising game as soon as possible, because this is where you get to build up your email list, you get to build up your retargeting list, all different things, and it's at much cheaper cost. What's very likely going to happen as well is that you probably, because of you see this across the board, the gas prices are ridiculous all across the world generally, especially UK, definitely US, I know it is as well. What's going to happen is you will see that it's just going to go up in cost. Costs are going to go up. If you're not increasing your own pricing, then that is one big thing that you should be doing now. But just because everyone's increasing their pricing, you have to. It's inflation and everything. So wanted to address that quickly first. So hopefully you guys can understand that, whatever I say to you right today will give you strategies that you can reduce your costs. But the thing is that still have it in the back of your mind that, if you are getting $5 leads or $10 leads or £5 or £10, and now it's like 15, it's across the board. I've seen, because I'm been working with so many schools now. I also consult Matt Fides's all of his ads, so they're you got 1,000+ schools. So I see every location around, especially in the UK. Ad costs are all over the place, but there are these strategies that I'm going to share with you today, especially 3 of them are really important, because this is what I've helped even Matt and all the other schools that I've worked with to reduce the cost. But I just wanted to say it's still going to be a bit higher than you've had in the past. Now, number one is this creative. This is something that I see most people just don't put any effort into. They would literally just launch an ad with one image, maximum 2, and then just expect the ads to be cheap. And unfortunately, it's not the game. This is why so many Facebook ad agencies do charge a lot, because the thing about creatives and stuff is that you need to be refreshing them. The algorithm in the way is set up that, where if you look at the frequency rate and the amount of times the ads have been shown, you'll see that if you're in a small population, your ad is going to be seen by quite a lot of people pretty quickly. So you can't expect that same ad to have that same effect if you're not changing the creative. So what do I mean by creative? So if I get my phone, creative is literally the image or the video. That is the number one thing that you want to be changing. You want to making sure that you test it. You have a process of testing. There is a process of testing, but this is something that you need to look into. I mean, there's tons of YouTube videos about it as well. But what I want you to understand is that if you're finding your ad costs have gone through the roof a lot more than it's been in the past, by changing your creatives and changing and testing more stuff, this is where you'll find these little winning stuff. So right now I've got an ad that's going, just to give you an example from my own. So you've probably seen this ad where it's promoting a free mini course and stuff, which is basically if you're not seeing it, it's in this group in the unit section. Go through these live videos. I do share a lot of stuff, so you can make a big difference for your school just by these videos. The creative side, so for that particular ad, I've had one video one which has been getting me 20, I think 20, 30 pound a lead, which obviously is going to be a lot more for me than for you guys. But with me changing the creatives and changing to like colored pictures and stuff, I've halved my cost. Now, this is the things that you need to be aware of. If you're not doing this kind of stuff for your own schools and your own dojo, that, don't just stick with one image and one ad. You need to be changing this stuff up. Think, how can you make someone stop the scroll? What is it that you can put in the image that is going to make someone stop? Once someone stops, they're very likely to read your ad. The game of this, especially Facebook newsfeed, is stopping the scroll. So that is the big thing. So that's point number one that I wanted to go over. Very, very important. That alone will make your costs lower, because it's Facebook sees all this data as to how many people are interacting with your ad, how many people are reading your ad. There's so many data points that they look at. Now, number two, this I've noticed is another big thing. Ad copy makes a huge difference. So if you've just been testing short copy, test long copy. If you've been doing long copy, test short copy. Testing is the game of marketing. It is the reason you can't expect to have a great marketing campaign if you've not tested things. And this is one of the main reasons why the TAP system is 3 months long. And then of course the mastermind after it, which is like 12 months long, is because the thing about marketing is that things change. You need to test things. Things sometimes cannot happen in like 1 month. Of course, there's a lot of people I've worked with and they've had like crazy results, like Steve, who got 108 members within 1 month. That is a unicorn. It can happen. But the thing is, when you're doing this kind of stuff, you're testing ad copy, make sure you're putting elements in there, which is like very emotional stuff, things that are, and think about your offer. Because the algorithm, the way it works is that it actually looks at how long people are looking at the ad. Facebook wants a great customer experience for people. That is their number one ethos, number one mission statement. If you go and check it out, it's literally about communities and having basically Facebook people have come first on Facebook. So when you're looking at ads generally and you're doing your ads, you need to make sure that you're testing both, and then also making sure that your ad copy speaks to the pain points of your audience. I've seen ad copies where I've tested a couple of different ad copies. One would be getting a cost per lead, which is like $15, $20, and then changing the ad copy itself and having these hooks and stuff in there, it just half the cost. And there's also it's happened in the UK. I've done this loads of times with people where when you have a process of testing these kind of ways, which is what we show you in the TAP system, but this is where you need to have like if you're at this stage and thinking, okay, what do I do? First thing is creative. Then second thing is check your ad copy, change your ad copy. Don't just use the same thing as what everyone else is doing. I know, unfortunately, this happens a lot in the industry where you go and copy someone else's ad and then you think, okay, that will work, and then give that and go and just get high costs. And you can think that, no, it's not going to happen. The thing is that you need to get creative and think about your ad copy. Like, who is it that you're after? Who do you want to target? People in the north of UK are very different to people south of UK. You're going to have different ad copies. And this is the same with the US, at different sides of the US, any part of the world, because I've done this now where people in UK, obviously, US, Canada, Norway, Australia as well now. The thing is that it works really well when you listen to this. So this is another way of reducing your cost. Ad copy, test long and short. Make sure your ad copy has pain points in there. And that's how you will get people to engage with your ads a bit more. Now, third one is targeting. Now, the thing about targeting is this: with local marketing, it's quite easy, generally keep most things broad. But then the thing is that if you're finding that that's been getting you high costs, you need to think about is the way Facebook works in terms of it's an auction. So the amount of people that are going after a specific kind of targeting, if the competition is high for it, which generally it is for local marketers, because you're not just competing with yourself. Obviously, you're competing with other schools, other businesses, local businesses. There are loads. So the way you need to be thinking about how can I change my targeting? Think about different pages that people like. Think about the parents kind of thing you can put in detailed targeting. This is where you can look at lookalike targetings and stuff like this. This is where you take things to another level. So what I'm trying to get to here is targeting is not a one size fits all. You have to test this. Hopefully you can see where I'm going with all three of these things. You have to test, and that is probably the biggest lesson from today is don't be afraid of testing. You need to be testing if you want to reduce your ad costs. Unfortunately, we've gone past that stage now where you could just put an ad up and boost an ad or anything like this and you get tons of results. The competition is so much fierce now because of the pandemic. Nearly every business, big brands, everyone else has moved online. So you need to have like better marketing. And the way you do it is firstly, better creatives. Secondly, better ad copy. And thirdly, you're targeting people in a better way. So these are three of the main things. And once you get these on point, so you'll find your ad costs will reduce. Most of the times, I find is that just changing the ad creative itself just reduces the cost. So what I would recommend to you do is go it in this kind of order. So do ad creative first. And then if you find that that's still not working, then look at your ad copy. That will be very likely what will change your ad costs as well. Because Facebook, the way it's also set up is that it will put you in certain locations of ranking as well. So if it finds that the wordings and stuff on your ads is getting a lot of engagement straight away, it will push you much higher in the auction to get cheaper costs. So this is how you use the algorithm and make it work. And once you get all this stuff right, you can scale campaigns very quickly. You can get the results you can. These are like the main reasons why you probably see all these crazy results I've been posted in this group, is because when you understand this concept of how do you test the images and videos, how do you test the ad copy, and how do you get your targeting right, this is the three ways to reduce your costs. So hopefully you found this useful. As usual, every week come out with value. Hopefully you found this useful. Let me know in the comments which out of the three was you not aware of, or is there anything that you didn't know of, or what stood out. You can put hashtag nugget and then let me know. It's a good way for me to realize, firstly, that you watched it. And secondly, if you watch this on the replay, just put hashtag replay. Just good for me to know that you've watched it and you found value from it as well. Lastly, what I would like to say is that if you're not sure how to do any of this stuff and you're still thinking, okay, yes, well, this sounds great, but I still can't figure it out, I would highly recommend that you book a free call with me, because we'll go into detail with this. It'll either be me or my success manager. And basically what we do here is just figure out what you need to do and what kind of path you need to follow. And then if it feels right, I would tell you about the TAP system. But this is not a sales call. So if you're interested, just comment info below, and we'll just reach out to you, or you'll see a Calendly link above. You can just book a call directly. So I'm hoping you found this useful, because as usual, these videos, I don't want them to be massively long. I want you to just consume it, but take action. Don't just sit on this information where we all watch courses all the time, but don't do anything. This is really important. And this is stuff from after managing thousands of campaigns, really, that I've found that these are the three indicators that make the difference: creative, ad copy, and the targeting. And the biggest needle mover is creative itself, because Facebook is all about, the first thing is the image that people see. So I'm hoping you found this useful. So we got some questions. Definitely drop some questions. We got one come in. How long would you let an advert run before adjusting one of these? 5 days, 5 to 7 days. So I don't change any of the ads for at least 5 to 7 days, because the algorithm is also set up where your conversions nowadays is very much similar to the YouTube platform now, where it takes a little bit of time for it to kick in. But if you're finding you've got no results at all within like 4 days, 3 days, then it's probably a good idea to change it up, because your offer is probably just not right. That's probably the biggest thing. Cool. Thanks. We'll check out targeting. Yeah, make sure you do. Targeting makes a big difference. And just go after something that people are not going after, that you'll find that's where you find the gold, and people get lots of results. So any other questions, feel free to put in. Unfortunately, your names didn't pop up, so I couldn't really call you out that way, but I'm hoping you found these are easy ways. Once you figure out, anything's easy, but this is where you need to look at these 3 points. And then once you do, you basically can get your campaigns to reduce costs. And also another bonus point for you, so if we're sticking around, is look at other objectives. If you've just been doing lead forms, look at the other ones, conversions, messenger. If you've just been doing messenger or boost, look at the other ones. There are different pockets that you can concentrate on, where you will find your lead costs will get better and people will interact with you in that way. So if you need any help, comment info. If not, I will catch you all next week. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you all soon.